Hello, I'm Jace Ruggles,
I'm Henry Carver.
and this is On the Mic. Let's talk why Fortnite is mid. And I'm going to let Henry take over since he has more experience. So go ahead.
Okay. So, the reason why I really came to this verdict is mainly because just if you look at Fortnite as a whole throughout the years, you can kind of tell that the game has went up and down. And I'm not talking about as in player-wise, but as in people not being satisfied. So, let's take it back. Take it back to like the very beginning. When
Yeah, pretty
Fortnite
much
first
back to
came out,
2018.
yeah, back to 2018. So when Fortnite first came out, the Battle Royale, not Save the World, everybody started to like it because it was fun. Everybody was on the same skill level. It was like something new. Because at the time, the only Battle Royale that they had was Battlegrounds, or PUBG, as everybody knows it. Fortnite was like that, whoa, this is kind of cartoony, kind of goofy, and everybody could play it. Plus, it was free, so you didn't really have to pay any money. Anybody could just get on and play it for free. Well, years down the line, as it started getting more popular and popular, updates, new skins, new cosmetics, it starts to die down with new items like grenade launchers, certain weapons that are really annoying, too powerful, like the P90. There was a video. There was a video online that shows the P90 doing more damage than Thanos' gauntlet, and you can see that video right here. We'll post a clip of it. You can see it right there that the P90 is doing more damage than Thanos' gauntlet. And if that doesn't say anything, then I don't know what does. So as Fortnite's reputation is just getting more and more like repetitive with weapons that ain't really, that are too overpowered or too underpowered, weapons that were really good getting nerfed to the ground. I say when Fortnite really hit that it's just an okay game was in Season 10 with the mechs and all of that. Now, let's get into the gameplay itself. Now, the gameplay itself is, in my opinion, in Jace's opinion, really just okay. Movement up until the current seasons
It's pretty simple.
was pretty simple. The building mechanic was pretty unique until people started getting good.
Tryhards, pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah,
tryhards
being,
ruined
being
that.
tryhards. And it's like, yeah, the building mechanic was cool because you could build cover instead of other shooters like Call of Duty or Titanfall or whatever,
It was
where you had
unique.
to have, where you had to have like a mod or actually get behind cover. Like Jay said, it was unique because you could build stuff. But it was like when they added playground mode and people were able to get on there and they were able to learn how to build fast and edit fast and like these courses and all this and that started coming out. That's when the skill gaps started to open up. Like you could see cracks in that unification that had Fortnite like really, like anybody can just get on and start to learn how to play it. And that's what I believe is another reason why Fortnite is a mid-game, is just a huge skill gap, especially now. In these current seasons with the weapons and the movement and just the sheer complicity of everything, a new player is going to be thrown to the wolves. Whereas if a new player was to join back when it was popular and everybody was kind of on the same skill level, he could learn and over time build. And this kind of ties in with skill-based matchmaking. Now, somebody can get in and they can automatically know something about shooters. They may not be good at Fortnite, like the Fortnite as that game, but they could have some experience with shooters. And Fortnite has this thing to where, let's say me as a new player, and I've been playing since Chapter 2, Season 2. Off and on, my heyday was in Chapter 2, Season 2, leading up to Chapter 3. Those were my heydays. And yes, I took breaks here and there, because who doesn't?
Yeah, that happens to everyone.
Yeah, but just back around that time is when, let's say if I was to join now, like the current season, and this was happening back when I played. I noticed it when I first joined in the game, and I was getting kills, and I realized that my next game, the skill level had jumped from bots basically to kind of average players, and I was like, wow, that's a huge jump. So let's say if a skilled gamer in third person or first person shooters joins the game. He jumps in, he gets 6 to 10 kills. Nowadays, if that happened in the current states of Fortnite, like the current Fortnite era right now, what would happen was his next game, he'd be playing with people that average 6 to 10 kills a game. And whether that be sweats or the average player, it doesn't make no sense. And even still, Fortnite now doesn't have a huge player base like it once did. And probably now with the newest season out, yeah, the numbers are going to be up. But once the numbers start to die down, you will get into a game and you'll realize you're going to get at least 5 to 10 kills of just bots themselves. Not actual players, bots. And that's kind of the bad thing with new players is they get in and they're killing these bots and they rack up all these kills, but the game is registering them as actual kills, actual real-life player kills. And they're thrown into a game with all these high-level players, and they're landing at these spots that they have landed before, and they were getting all these kills, and now they're getting killed from somebody who plays on PC, and they're just basically not even landing at the POI. But another thing, and I want to say, me and Jace was talking about this earlier. He made a really good point about the goofiness. Now, Fortnite, when it first came out, was goofy. We can all admit it was goofy. The art style, just the whole game was goofy. It was a literal cartoon shooter, basically. It's weird that you still have the goofiness of the skins, but the guns and the graphics are getting more serious. Because if you look at the guns now with the attachments and the way they look, they're starting to look more realistic. For example, I'm not sure what the gun's called, but it's a Victor SMG. Looks just like a Crest Victor. It's the Burst SMG. Now, back, I believe it was season 9, 10, or 8, around that area, they had the same exact gun, which was the Burst SMG, and it was based off the Victor. And that gun looks so much cartoonier than the one we have now. The one we have now looks so much realistic than the one that we had back in season 8 or 9 or 10, wherever it was. But Jace also came up with another good explanation, which was just the sheer number of skins and emotes that are basically ads.
Pretty much. Especially when they added literally a whole ban emote, which is advertising Master of Puppets by Metallica. It's just really just getting really, really out of hand now.
Yeah. Well, I say when this started was back in Chapter 2, Season 4 with the Marvel season.
Yep.
And now we had crossovers. We had crossover skins. I remember in Chapter 2, Season 2, we had Deadpool. Chapter 2, Season 3, there was Aquaman. And in Chapter 2, Season 4, you had the Marvel season. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved this season. I believe the cosmetics, the content. This was just an overall just really fun season. And in my opinion, I believe Chapter 2 was just a fun chapter altogether, leading into Chapter 3. Chapter 3 was a pretty decent season, but other than that, I believe the whole hype train for the crossover skins started in Chapter 2, Season 4. Because I believe in Chapter 2, Season 4, we also got some new DC skins. Because I know in Chapter 2, Season 3, we got the Black Manta skin, which was a decent skin. I didn't like it pretty much. But other than that, we was getting more crossover skins. Then Chapter 2, Season 5 came around. And if any of you guys played during this season, you know that this season was all about crossovers. I mean, just some the top off my head, you had Halo, you had Kratos, you had Walking Dead, Terminator, Alien. I think Predator was in the Battle Pass.
Which one was Doomslayer? Because I remember they added Doomslayer into Fortnite. I just can't.
I think Doomslayer was one of the newer seasons. I think it was Chapter 4, Season something, but...
Okay. So it was after Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But it just came a recurring... it was a recurring thing of constant... In the Battle Pass, if you realize in the constant years, our secret skin is always a crossover skin. I mean, look at it now. We have Snake from Metal Gear Solid and Peter Griffin.
Yeah, that was the latest one, and I think that is like the goofiest you can get yet, is Peter Griffin in Fortnite.
Yeah, and it's been a long-awaited crossover, which I don't understand why you would want Peter Griffin in Fortnite. Same way with in Chapter 2, Season 7 with Rick from Rick and Morty.
Oh yeah, Rick and Morty. I think they added Morty too, didn't they?
Yeah, and they added his sister, I believe, Summer.
Yeah, Summer. It was mainly Rick though.
Yeah. He was the Battle Pass skin, and here's the problem. There's no problems with crossover skins, but it was just like at that point, everybody is expecting a crossover skin.
Which is goofy.
Which, I believe, yeah, crossover skins can work, but I believe I also believe crossover skins, you can't just keep pushing them out. And me personally, hopping into a shooter game and I'm seeing a muscular cat that's in the style of a 30s cartoon with a rainbow pickaxe, a gun with a lava lamp camo on it, which is pretty cool. I won't admit. I'll admit, but then when I get killed, they start doing a TikTok dance on me. I look at, I'm like, that's pretty weird.
Yeah, you're just looking at your place and where you died in the game, and you're just thinking to yourself on Fortnite, what happened to the same game 5 years ago?
Exactly. What happened to this game a year ago? What happened to this game a month ago? But here, let me get into the last point I wanted to make on, in my opinion, why I think Fortnite is just a mid game. Movement. Now, I briefly touched on movement around the start of this video, but what I really wanted to say is just the sheer change in movement. Fortnite back then, you didn't have you had run and then you had like a light jog and that was it. And that was it for seasons all the way up until like chapter 3, season whatever season it was they took builds out. I can't remember what it was. But then they added tactical sprints and mantling and the super jump, not the super jump, but like the extra jump.
Is it kind of like a double
I'm
jump?
just Yeah, I'm gonna refer to it as super jump, but just know ahead of time it's not like a Call of Duty Black Ops 3 boost jump. It's literally you're running and you like leap.
Okay.
But you had the super jump, you had the mantle, you had the busting the door open, like tactical bust door open. And it was like a huge it was a huge like weird, it's hard to explain. It was weird. But it was like a very open. Me myself, I liked it. But it started seeming like they're trying to move away from this, like from their old game, and they're trying to like get in with metas, like Call of Duty and Apex.
Oh,
Because when
jeez.
Apex came out, Apex had reboot stations. Like you could like after your teammate dies, you can get like their banner and go and reboot them at a reboot station. Fortnite took the reboot van concept from Apex. Like they didn't steal it, but they're like, oh, let's use that concept.
Which is fine.
Same way with sliding, and we all know Call of Duty slide canceling. I'll show you here. We'll insert a clip right now of Call of Duty slide canceling.
Oh. Behind you. Did you just slide cancel?
But when they added sliding, that was a that right there was just wow, because you could literally watch people slide cancel in Fortnite while building. And it's very bizarre, especially in one of this later seasons. one of these latest seasons, the jungle season with the mud and stuff, around the start of that season, you could literally run and slide cancel and run and like slide faster than your tactical sprint. And it was weird. It was very weird. But to wrap this little tirade, I would say, up, Jace, do you have any opinions on the matter or any knowledge that you have learned that you would like to voice your opinion on?
Yeah, a little bit. But keep in mind, this is coming from a guy who did barely even play, not a Fortnite player. Like the only time when I really played it was back when it was first popular in early 2018, and that was about it. And I played a little bit of it, and then I just never touched it again. But yeah, I think the main thing about Fortnite is the it's pretty much is how strangely how everything is just becoming loose of what the themes what the game's theme are trying to go for, because it's trying to go from just being so silly with the skins and the emotes and everything. It's just it kind of lost its original style like back 5 years ago, and now we have Doomslayer, Peter from Fortnite, Rick from Rick and Morty, and on top of that, you can play Metallica Master of Puppets as an emote and the TikTok dances, and the gameplay itself is well rather pretty simple, but it's just very very
It's changed over the years.
it's changed. It's definitely changed, especially
It's like went
especially
from very simple to very complex.
yeah, when a game goes from simple to complex, I step down a little bit, especially when new players are coming in and have no idea what they're trying to get into.
Oh yeah, trust me. I hate coming from a gamer. I've been playing games for the majority of my life. I like a game that kind of doesn't step back, like completely throw you to the wolves. I like a game that walks beside you at a distance, watches, but still gives you tips. For example, 7 Days to Die on the console. I've played it. I love it. When you load into the game, you get a thing and it says, "My name is Dave. I'm a survivor. I'm going to give you some tips and stuff." And you have like a checkbox up here, and it tells you to go collect wood or go collect grass fragment, and then it proceeds to tell you to make a bed and a bedroll and all that. It's teaching you the basics of like crafting, gathering, and all that. It doesn't completely throw you to the wolves, but it also doesn't hold your hand. And
Exactly.
that's another thing I don't like about certain games is when they completely hold your hand. There's this one game, I forget what it's called, but it's kind of like a Terraria 2D type of survival game.
It's
It
kind of what Terraria is, so
Yeah, but this one isn't really like a complete survival Terraria type, but it's kind of in the layout of Terraria.
similar to it, yeah.
So it wants you to do basic survival stuff, like it's trying to show you. But then when you go to do that task, it keeps kicking you out of that menu and tries to put you in another menu.
Mm.
So you're sitting there trying to figure out stuff yourself, and it keeps kicking you out. And it's like, "Oh, here, do this. We insist you do this." And I hate that. I'm like, let me look, explore this stuff myself.
Yeah, I like a good game tutorial. Sometimes sometimes when you play a game, sometimes it's not I mean, as you said, if the game was super simple to learn from the start, then it should be no big deal. Then it's like to the point you don't even need a game tutorial. You just need You just need to master the skills. It's kind of it's very.
or have basic gaming knowledge.
Oh yeah, definitely. And game sense. Very very high game sense.
Well, to throw another game out there, Remnants from the Ashes. I really recommend this game. It's very fun. It is challenging, but it's fun. Its tutorial is pitch perfect in my opinion. So you start off with a sword, and they teach you like moving around and all of that. They teach you tacking, dodging. Then you get a cosmetic, and it tells you to drink that cosmetic. And then you continue to walk around, and you continue to kill stuff, and it continues to teach you. And then you get to a point to where you get to a cutscene, and then the actual game starts. I mean, you're still in a tutorial because then you go and get your weapons and they teach you about your weapons and you get to pick your class and all that. And then after that, then the actual, like, the game, like, the main game itself starts.
Yeah,
And,
that is pretty cool.
yeah, and that right there is what I consider a pitch perfect way of how to introduce somebody into a game. You give them a tutorial. You put them on a path, but you don't restrict them to just that path, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but so anyways, back to Fortnite. Or actually, not even just Fortnite, but like gaming in general, like including Fortnite. But like modern gaming in general are just becoming just stale and just terrible at this point. It's just becoming a reoccurring theme that just keeps happening with the same companies like Activision or Ubisoft, producing the same COD game over and over again just to
Oh yeah,
produce more money, which, well, of course you got to get the food on the table, but like
yeah.
spice of life, man.
It's here's the problem, and a lot of you, if a lot of you guys watch the Act Man, you know a lot of his pet peeves. But I always hear him say, or at least not quoted, but it's always something in this magnitude. It's usually a reboot of something, slap a $70 price tag on it, or a remake with just bunches of microtransactions.
Oh, I hate those.
And if you guys want some like in-depth like reviews of different games and stuff, go watch the Act Man. He
Mm.
gives some in-depth reviews.
Yeah, that is a good YouTuber. However, then, I mean, my opinions on Fortnite is pretty much just the same, pretty much. Just the games, a lot of the things are becoming just so loose with the game's style just becoming more goofy, but the gameplay is becoming more strategy based, and a lot of tryhards everywhere and everything. But then again, I've never played the game. I'm just gathering
Yeah,
around information from what I've heard.
yeah.
Other than that's about it. I really don't have anything else to say about the game. Wish I could.
well, well, I hope you guys really did enjoy our rant on why we think Fortnite is mid. Feel free to leave your opinions down in the comments. We'll try our best to have a civil conversation with you guys, and we would love to know your feedback on the game, and we'd love to have some conversation with you guys. But other than that, you have a fantastic day. I'm Henry Carver,
And I'm Jace Ruggles.
and this was our first episode of On the Mic. Have a good day.
Or night. See ya.
See ya.